Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Ferrum College 40 West Show. Ep.3. I'm Cleve Adams, Director of Athletics, and this is where we bring you all the latest Ferrum College athletics, events, and news. Each week, we talk with coaches, administrators, and student athletes about our journey into NCAA Division II, plus game updates, recruiting news, alumni relations, and everything happening across Panther Nation. Today we're joined by Coach Erin Saleeby-Dent, head coach of our women's soccer team, who just led her squad to an incredible milestone, earning a spot in the Conference Carolinas postseason tournament and our first year competing in NCAA Division II play. Coach, welcome to the show and congratulations for making history.
Thank you for having me.
Ew, it's awesome. I always have an opportunity to talk shop. We're going to jump right into this. We're going to talk about the journey to Division II. And you've been along the ride as one of the assistant coaches that have been in our breakout groups with the NCAA. You kind of been on the front lines of this. But talk to us a little bit and share with the listening audience what you see as the biggest challenge that you've had thus far in Division II.
I would say two big ones kind of that have been challenging. The travel has been a big one. I think last year our furthest game was about 3.5 hours. Now that's a regular Wednesday game. So that's been a challenge, just kind of getting used to traveling a little bit further and
getting back a little later.
And getting back late, and we do have double headers with the men, so either leaving well before they do or getting back before, after they do, and that kind of thing that's a challenge. But, another one has kind of just been the unknown of so much. Absolutely. Of knowing where we're going, of the competition. I think that's been a challenge, but it's also been kind of a good thing as well. But not being able to have any past experience can be a little bit of a challenge for sure.
That's with everything. The venues, the competition, the teams, knowing where you're going when you get to a campus.
Right.
Where's the locker room?
Right.
All those things. People don't understand the stress that's on the head coach to put the itinerary together and allow it to be a seamless transition from leaving our campus to arriving to someone else's.
Absolutely.
Especially when you've never been there before.
Right.
And we seem to be handling that well. We're doing okay.
Yes.
I think at this point, I'm always curious to ask, what are you most proud of? And obviously, it's going to touch on some things we're going to touch on later, but in this D2 journey, as the head coach of our women's soccer program, what are you most proud of at this stage?
So there's a couple things. We are very young. We graduated 8 last year. We have 14 freshmen, so it was always going to be a really, really young group. And you never know what you're going to get with that because there's so much youth. We only have 4 seniors, so kind of hoping that the team would gel well together. But that is something I'm really proud of, is just how well the team has come together. And the freshmen integrated themselves very quickly. And I think it helps that there's a lot of young ones, but they really have kind of come in and just taken this team by storm and just said, I'm here, like I want to integrate myself into the program, into the culture and that kind of thing. And that has been really exciting to see. And then it just kind of, as we're getting to the end of the regular season and you kind of look back on things, we took some lumps early. We lost to 3 division schools, and then we beat those 3 division schools on the second half of the playing of that. But
it's program development.
And it's just one of the things that says to me is that the team is developing. They're getting better, but their mentality is also getting better, because it is not easy to lose to a team 4-1 and then go back and beat them.
100%.
So their mentality is strong and their desire is there, because when you have a young team, you never know if they're going to lay down after losing. We almost went a month without winning. And now we've won 5 of our last 6. And the one that we lost to was a 17th ranked team in the nation. So, so I think, there's a lot that I'm really, really proud of. But one, kind of off the field, just them gelling and just being there for each other has been really cool to see. And then on the field, just they put their heads down and they get to work, and they don't care. They don't care if you beat them before. Yeah. They're out there.
That's awesome. That's great stuff. And speaking of milestones, your team's success this season really highlights what is possible for our future. Coach, let's talk about the amazing run. You touched on it a little bit. We thought our women's team made the conference postseason tournament in our very first year in Division II, which is absolutely huge. I'm so happy and proud of you all. What does this accomplishment mean to you and your players, your staff, Coach West, Bree, the whole setup? What does it really mean, and what has been the key to your team's success? You touched on it a little bit. Talk to us a little bit more in depth about that piece.
Yeah. I mean, it means everything. That was the goal at the beginning, kind of. When we talked about that, it was let's make let's make the tournament, and now we've got to set new goals for this season. But it's amazing, not knowing what we were gonna come into and what we were gonna be up against. We were picked 14th out of 16 teams, and we finished 11th out of 16, which is amazing. We're just excited about everything that that has happened in the last couple of months, but it really does. It means everything. It's not something. We didn't make the conference tournament last year, and in the ODAC, and that one was a heartbreaker. It was by a point that we didn't make it, and that was really, really tough, especially from our group of seniors. So then this year to come back and come into something new, and we talk about we're in Division II. We've got different things now. One of those things being scholarships, and we're playing against teams who have 4 years of scholarships. We have 1 year of scholarships, and that in of itself, I think, is amazing, and it's a testament to how bad they wanted it, how hard they worked last spring, over the summer, and then this whole season, just getting better as things have gone on. And that's what's been cool too, is, as I said earlier, we took lumps early, and we found out who we are, and we got to play those teams again, and we held our own even in the games that we lost again. We played better. We were a better team as we went down the stretch.
That always helps as a coach to be able to see a better product than what you saw before, and it just says you're working on the right things, you're doing the right things day in, week in, and week out. Success on the field always has deep roots off the field, and this is an area when I was coaching and I first got here, I really paid attention to how intentional you were with your program. Let's talk about culture, building a program's culture, not just a team, but dig into that a little bit. I don't want to steal your thunder, but I always admired your manual time, the time that you put in with your ladies off the field, the extra, just making a sacrifice of your time instead of going home, but really pouring back into your team. Talk about the culture of building the Ferrum College women's soccer program.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I mean, we do put a lot into it. It's something that, when we like to say, when the girls graduate from here, when they go on into the real world, that they can say that they're better for having been a part of the program, the Ferrum community as a whole, all of it, that they can leave and say, like, I'm better for having been a part of this. And I think you can measure success in a lot of different ways. And that's one of the ways that we measure that success is if they can say that they're better people for having been a part of this. That's and right. It's something that we put a big emphasis on. We do it every single day. So yes, our manual time is, when we have practice today, they lift at 4:00, and then when we're done with that, we're going to go into the locker room and we do what we call manual time, and we're going to take 10 to 15 minutes and we're going to talk about something that has to do with our core values. our team culture, that kind of thing every single day, because we want to be able to say that, yes, we are a good soccer team, and I'm competitive. I want to win more than anybody, and I hate losing more than I like winning, and I want that to be, something that our team talks about and has that feeling too, but it's not just about that. And that you're gonna get some character development while you're here.
Absolutely.
It's very, very important, and it's a big part of what the program is.
Good deal. And it shows. I mean, that's the commitment to your retention is always one of the highest in the department. Your GPA, you're reigning GPA champion here in all of athletics, and it's just critically important. Culture sets the tone. We all understand that, but recruiting is a cornerstone. Yeah. And as we transition into talking recruitment a little bit, you mentioned something earlier about integration. And the first thing that popped into my mind is the way you and Wes recruit. You have your ID days. You are very particular about who you invite to campus. And your team has feedback about whether they're fit. So all of those type of things. Talk a little bit about your recruiting philosophy and what you look forward to going into the 26 class, and then we'll touch on something else there before we wrap this up.
So, yeah, the recruiting piece is, it's huge, because you're bringing in people, and we love our program, and we want the girls to buy into it and feel like it is their program, because it is. And so we put a lot of time into the people that we bring in. We don't cast a very wide net. We spend an entire day with people and their families, because we want to get to know who they are as people. We watch them play, so we know that they'll fit in, athletically and playing wise. We want to make sure that they fit in personality wise too. And we just talked about the cultural aspect. We do a lot of other stuff too. We do a lot of community service. We do a lot of what we call forced family fun, which is our team bonding. And, they have to want to do those things.
That's right.
And so, we bring them in and make sure that they fit well. And we let the team have input of, they don't make those decisions, but they definitely have an input of, we really liked her. She asked good questions. She seems like, she wants to be here, or she was on her phone the whole time, or she just wanted to talk about things that maybe aren't really a focus of what we want it to be. And, we let them have that, because they're going to be integrating into their lives. And so we want that to be, Shaka Smart has a quote that we kind of use as a philosophy for the program. We don't become you become us. And, we want people to come in that feel like they want what we want. And then, we have a very big prospect day in February, where we bring in, it's invite only people that we're recruiting. We bring in our commits. It's a really good time for them to kind of pick roommates and that kind of thing. But they play, and the whole team is here, and they do an overnight, and we're big on the overnights, because I think that's a really good chance for the recruits that we bring in to also be not with us, that they can ask questions to the team, so that they feel like we're being truthful in what we tell them. That's right. That kind of thing. So we are very intentional about the people that we bring in, because our culture is, I think, special, and we don't want to bring in people who are going to ruin that, so we're intentional about it.
Well, the next question, I want to stay right here just momentarily, is still along the lines of recruitment, because our listening audience, particularly our alumni family out there, whether it's a women's soccer alum or football alum or baseball, they want to know about this D2 piece. It's still a mystery to so many people. Talk a little bit about your experience from recruiting from a D2 perspective, just from a head coach's perspective, just because one of the ideas of these shows for me is to get the message out, so our family, our extended family, understands why we're doing this and what it feels like, what we're trying to do, what our philosophy is. But talk about that a little bit, and then also add a little bit about what our alumni families and friends can do to help you recruit.
Yeah. So, from a recruiting standpoint, things have opened up. We are able to kind of reach a different audience of people. We on the team, we don't have any international players, but we have people from all over the country, from Oregon to California to Arizona to New York to Florida coming in next year. We have them from all over, and that's really, really cool. It has opened up Virginia a little bit more for us in the D2 piece because we have scholarships to offer now. But different levels of teams that we're able to recruit now, that has been really, really exciting for us to be able to do that. But it has opened up so much, and just kind of looking at ourselves in this league, what we have still and what we brought in, we can compete with anybody. And what's exciting is as we continue to develop those players and bring in Division II caliber players, I think the sky's the limit for us in this league.
Awesome.
And for helping wise, of course, we're always looking for people who can send us people who want to be here. Sometimes alumni are the best people to recruit because their experience matters. People want to, I think sometimes we look at college athletics, especially now, of just people wanting money or playing time, but the athlete experience is still the most important 100%. Thing to families, to students, to all of that. Yes, it's nice to come and have the playing time and get scholarship money and things like that. Of course, that's important, but the experience that they're going to have is the most important thing. And when you, as an alumni, can share what your experience was here, because it's a special place, that helps tremendously.
Good deal. And as we transition, I'm kind of going to stay in that same area with alumni families and friends. Every program has needs. Mm-hmm. Obviously, let's talk resources. Every team has needs, and our supporters make a huge difference, and we thank them for everything that they do. The Panther Nation has been instrumental for Ferrum Athletics, and as we continue on our journey in Division II, our alumni families and friends are even more important than ever. Talk a little bit about what your program priorities are. What, if you had an open checkbook mm-hmm. with the alumni family, what they can do to help you and Wes and Bree continue to build the student athlete experience and allow us to continue to grow and compete at a high level in this region, and obviously in our major goal is to get on the national level as well.
Yeah. I think for us it's one of the biggest differences, as we talked about way earlier, has just been the travel, and so being able to have good meals while we're on the road is really important for us. We haven't stayed in a hotel. My seniors they stayed in a hotel, I think their freshman year, and this year we've stayed in two, and some of the other ones maybe could have been. We were just trying to save some money there, but that's a big one. Is that I think is such a fun experience for the athletes, is to be able to stay in the hotels and have those trips and that kind of thing. And so with a little bit more on the budget, to be able to have those experiences for them to stay in those hotels, to have good meals. We were able to go to Olive Garden this year on the road, and that was a big experience for them, and just things like that really don't really seem like that much, that end up being,
a big deal.
It is a big deal, and they enjoy having those experiences. And then we like to do a lot of team bonding stuff, and some of that stuff takes money. We like to do a big murder mystery dinner for the girls, and just different things like that, and without having to kind of think about what we need that way would be great. But always equipment. Our alumni can look back and see, we have a press box that we can probably upgrade.
Need a little work right there.
Little love.
Maybe wind screens or two out there.
Yeah. So just updating the facility. I think
we have the best surface out there.
We do, and I was gonna say I think we have the best fields, and we haven't been everywhere, but for the places that we've been, I think we have the best field. We have the best maintenance crew around. So being able to spruce that up.
Shout out to Jimmy and Chris.
Oh yeah,
Hodges.
Brian.
Yeah,
they take so much pride. They take as much, if not more, pride in that field as we do. And so I think we have the best in the conference around. I thought we had the best in the ODAC too, but being able to upgrade that would be fantastic.
Absolutely. You stole my thunder right there. All right, so let's last but not least for you, the rubber meets the road here. We're going back to Chowan, right? On Wednesday, third time.
Yeah.
We're playing this group in the first round. I'm super excited and happy for you guys. Talk to us. I know our audience is curious of what to expect. Who do we keep an eye on?
Mm-hmm.
Keys to victory, and just all those things without giving all your secrets away. Yeah. For what should they expect about this game coming up?
Yeah, so you can take it any way you want to. Playing them for the third time is kind of tough, but also we know what we're gonna get. We know what to expect. They're a good team. We know that. We lost when we went down there off of a PK. And then, we beat them last week here.
Huge win.
It was a big win. They were number 4 in the conference at that point. So a big win for us. We know that we can do it. And I think because we have these divisions where we play home and away, we have quick rivals. We have people who we're going to play twice every single year, and so those are obviously going to be our rivals, but I think that team kind of has become one of our biggest rivals this season, and so it is kind of exciting to be able to go and play there in the first round of the conference tournament. We've been there, so we know where we're going, we know what we're doing, we know what their surface is like and all of that, and so I don't think it will be difficult to get the girls up for this one. They're a good team. They are good in the air. They have some midfielders who are very crafty with the ball at their feet. And so, the game plan is very similar to what it was on Tuesday. And, we're excited to go back and hopefully get that victory.
Good deal. I know just from watching here and on the feed, it's going to be a gritty, knockdown, drag out.
It will be.
Soccer game, and I'm excited to see it and look forward to you guys going down there and bringing back a dub. Well, guys, that's it for episode number 3 of the Ferrum College 40 West Show. Huge thanks to Coach Erin Saleeby-Dent for joining us and for leading our Ferrum women's soccer team to a remarkable milestone, a postseason appearance in our first year at the NCAA Division II level in Conference Carolinas. As we celebrate moments like these, we also want to invite everyone to be part of our future through the 40 West Challenge. I'm always going to take a plug, a fundraising effort that I've designed with the power of consistent, continuous giving. The concept is simple. We accumulate 500 plus alumni, family, and friends to dedicate $40 a month. Ferrum College Athletics could raise over $240,000 each year to enhance the student-athlete experience for all of our Panther programs. Your continued support helps us build our programs, our facilities, and the opportunities that make a lasting impact on every student-athlete who wears the black and gold. Be sure to follow us on social media and visit ferrumpanthers.com for scheduled stories and updates. Until next time, I'm Cleve Adams, and this is the Ferrum College 40 West Show, where our foundation is 3 wins: win in life, win in the classroom, on the field, on the court, on the track, wherever you compete, supporting the mission of our alma mater, where students enter with promise and leave with purpose.